nothing exposes someone's character than when you get to watch how they treat someone they don't think they need. That's when true colors show up, right?
Absolutely.
And most people are shitty. They put on an act. Like, people in my life that want to be down with me put on the best performance, and I start to think it's real and believe that it is until I see them treat someone else that they don't have on a Matt Clemmer pedestal, right? See how they treat someone they don't think's important, and that shows me their real character. And the reason why I bring that up is because I feel like Krist was such an example of loving and accepting anyone and everyone, not because of what the world says makes you cool or not. And I think that was real prevalent at his service, because there was lives and lives and lives, and people impacted, clients, friends, people that he impacted. But there was a slew of folks, whether we want to look at the world would call the rejects, the world would call whatever, or even on a business tip, there were people there that if Krist just cared about what you could do for me or my business, half those people wouldn't have been there. They could have been perceived as people that he don't need in his life, right? But the building was swarmed and a line out the door of so many people that was touched by him because he loved them first, accepted them first as they are, which gave them permission to really shine. And just speak more to a man after my own heart. I loved seeing that in real time, in real life, with the real people, you know.
Yeah. We tend to kind of run in some of these same circles. And, I'm not sure if you knew, but, Evil Geniuses, I believe, is his own shop. But he worked with Mark. He worked with St. Mark for years prior to that. You know what I mean? So, in Lafayette, so it's funny how this all seems to come from, it's still that same family kind of thing going on, you know what I mean, with Brian Brenner and St. Mark, and, I guess Indiana in Ohio definitely breeds some good people,
Really does, man. Really, really does, man. And, always has.
Another fun story, speaking to how fucking punk rock this dude was. So he had an appointment to tattoo his father. And his father passed, and he was allowed to go in and tattoo his father's corpse.
Really?
Yes.
That is so fucking dope.
And he never got to give his dad that last tattoo, and his dad passed. He got permission from the morgue to go in and still tattooed his father.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
that ain't fucking punk rock. I don't know what it is.
That wins the punk rock award for sure. Holy shit!
Fuck yeah! Wow. And see, it's like shit like this, like going there. It's funny because like it stirred up a bunch of shit being a kid and like seeing the pictures of him before he started his tattoo journey, and it was just like I totally relate. The town where the funeral was held reminds me of where I grew up at here in Ohio, which is, a little small podunk town in BFE. And there's not shit to do, especially if you're kind of alternative and a weird thinking individual and are into different things. You either watch mud dry or fucking start getting into your imagination. So there would be just countless times where I would be experimenting with different bands and musics and trying this and hearing things. We were around the same age. So, we didn't grow up with the internet, so we had to entertain ourselves, and just seeing those old pictures of him as a kid, and going up through adolescence and the place we were at, I just remembered being a kid and like what it was like. And, Josh, you spoke on something, about, not knowing, and going back through your messages. And it's an important thing to remember to like, one, always be in the present moment, because we never know. And, to any of our listeners that are tattoo artists that may have artists in mind that they look up to or have slapped hands with or networked with in conventions, or may be too scared to approach, because I'm even guilty of that. Anytime I meet an artist, especially someone who I put on a pedestal, whether they've been tattooing longer or more popular than me. And Krist is a great example of this. There was intimidation there coming from me, because it was just like, holy shit, like people know this dude. He's got a fucking corner booth at Evergreen. He's of importance. And fear had hindered me from getting to actually have more memories and know him for who he was. And, you know, who knows, we could have been fucking super fucking tight besties, you know, but the point that I'm trying to make is like, fuck the fear, go through it, and like get to know these people that you look up to and build these relationships, because life's fragile, and in a blink of an eye, anything can happen to any of us. Tomorrow's not promised, and it's like, why not live today in this moment to the fullest that we can, because we never know what's going to be around the corner waiting for us. And so, you know, I'd rather regret the things I did than the things I didn't do, you know?